dark, cold, endless, and utterly serene. The perfect, undulating prison for you to spend eternity. An irritating yet familiar voice scratches at your brain, and you find yourself violently awoken by a mysterious figure. It worked. You are breathing. The air is cold and stagnant. The walls that surround you provide the room with a distinct lack of natural light. You are underground. Dozens of boxes overflowing with trinkets bring a strange sense of comfort. That comfort dissipates as you realize you're tied to the chair you're sitting in. A bungee cord holds your head up. The stranger stands across the room, hesitating to approach. Nima? Is that you? Mom? Mom? What's going on? Wait, yes. It's all coming back to you. You are Nima Lee, and this is your mother, Annabelle Lee. Mom breathes a sigh of relief and smiles. Oh, thank God. I thought I'd lost you. She excitedly steps forward, but stops herself just short of throwing her arms around you in an embrace. She pauses. Me. Lost me? Mom shudders. Let me bring you some food first. You must be starving. Mom exits the basement, excitedly clambering her way up the stairs. I hope she trips and cracks her skull. Thanks, Mom. A sopping wet bowl of slop is gently presented to you. The odor, reminiscent of wet dog and dirty socks, is masked by overwhelming amounts of soy sauce. Your nose begins to shrivel like a worm left out in the sun. Mom unties your hands but leaves your waist and head fastened to the chair. With some effort, you can now eat your gruel. She places a small doll spoon in your now free hand. She's even uglier up close. Okay, Nima, before you eat, we need to have a little talk. There was an accident. Your memories may have been affected, and I want to ensure you're okay before everything goes back to normal. You're going to be living and sleeping in the basement for now. Can you untie me? You're tied up for your own safety. If you fall unconscious, I don't want you to fall and hurt yourself. Just follow her rules and then we'll be free. You're not a prisoner. This is just a controlled environment for you to heal in, okay? You look at the bowl of food, then back up at her. You try to nod, but your head just bounces in your binds. Alright, so starting tomorrow, I am going to be bringing you items. I want you to think of how these items make you feel, if they bring back any memories. For now, let's start with something simple as an example. She takes the bowl of gruel and pushes it towards you. What does this kanji make you think of? You can start to eat while we talk if you like. You hesitate, looking down at the bowl and back at her. Although she claims there are no wrong answers, you know that is not true. She is looking for a specific response. Ew. Despite every fiber of you being screaming that you not to, you bravely force a single spoon of piping hot kanji down your throat. Overwhelmed by the pungent taste of Mom's unconventional methodology of cooking, you spit it back out. Better starve to death than endure another mouthful of this over-seasoned nightmare. Unsurprisingly, Mom looks away in shame and apologizes for the culinary travesty before you. I guess my cooking hasn't improved, then. I'm sorry, Mom, I can't eat this. Well, you have to eat something. Can we order takeout? She cringes. The notion of spending money on greasy fast food when there is a perfectly fine kanji at home seems to cause her physical anguish. You know what? I have some cheeseburger coupons upstairs. I've been saving them for a special occasion. To be determined if she'll remember to actually do this. She's going to feed us, right? You yawn. The bowl of kanji certainly chased away your appetite. Now you'd prefer to find a nice den to crawl inside and sleep. Mom sets the bowl aside and lets out a long sigh. She stares at you intently, preparing for something. How much of the accident do you remember? You shake your head. Some things just come to you, but as far as you're concerned, everything that happened before you woke up in this basement feels like a dream. You were swimming. You hit your head. You're lucky I was able to rescue you. You clutch your head as a bolt of pain travels from the top of your cranium down your spine. Oh. Likely story. A memory surges to you. You recall looking up at your mother's stony face. In her hand, she clutches a small, sharp knife designed to cut through flesh and organs. Your mother looks worried as she reaches out to console you. You recoil away from her. Maybe we should talk about this later. Tomorrow, the real tests will begin. You pass those, and you'll be free to leave the basement, and everything can return to normal. How am I supposed to pass if I can barely remember anything? I suppose it's only fair if you have a chance to ask me some questions in return. There's a shattering pain raking your brain. You're almost spent for the day. Choose your next words carefully. What do you want to know? I remember you hurt me. Mom flinches. You can tell you have struck a nerve. She begins to tremble. Nima, honey. I know I'm not always present, but I would never. You have a second memory come to you. You are trapped in an abyss, eyes shut and disconnected from your brain. You can feel your mother holding your hand. No, play dumb. Sorry, Mom. I'm confused. Mom relaxes a little, although she doesn't let go of the barb you stuck in her. Lately, I've been prioritizing my work over you, and that's not fair. It'll be different now. I promise. That doesn't mean I've ever actively wanted to hurt you. But I can't deny that you've been hurt because I've not been there for you when you needed me. The conversation trails off. You're both unwilling to look at each other. Your eyelids are growing heavy. You are running out of energy. Anything else you want to ask me about? Swimming? I got hurt while swimming? You feel like you don't trust that explanation. You went swimming by yourself and hit your head on a rock. I told you not to go because the current was strong, but you didn't listen, as usual. You were lucky I found you when I did. Really? Yeah. Her voice is tinged with regret. She's lying to you. You yawn, and your mother takes notice. Nima, sweetie, don't you think it's time to go to bed? I just have one more question. Okay, what do you want to ask? Did I die? In the accident? No. You were in a coma. Let's not worry about that, okay? The pain surging through your brain terminates with a sudden pull of the plug. Your eyes cut to blindness, and then you feel your body fall forward to be caught by the ropes fastening you to the chair. You flicker in and out of consciousness as rogue balls of electricity wiggle your neurons. Mom hums a familiar song. A pair of tender arms bear the full weight of your malnourished and sickly farm. You are lowered on a lumpy mattress, tucked in a routinely and without indulgence. Whoever carried you here was hesitant to do so. Her acts of mothership seems little more than a performance. Despite that, you feel a gentle hand lovingly caress the side of your face, and once again, the world goes dark. Ugh, my head hurts. This is my room. I barely remember it. I was not talented at all. I wonder what's out there. What's he so happy about? Was it always this lumpy? This is what my dad looked like when I remember him. Should I knock for Mom? Are you awake? Yes. You hear her undo a series of deadbolts, opening the door only a crack for it to be caught by the chain lock and held nearly closed. She studies you. She closes the door. You hear her undo the last chain and open the door again. You didn't clean yourself up. The bathroom door was locked. Her cold demeanor thaws for a moment. Shit. She pounds her hand with the palm of her hand. She gestures for you to go sit at the table while she retreats into her room and unlocks the bathroom. Quick, lock her in. You hesitate, weighing the risk of trapping your mother in your prison. She returns quickly and efficiently. Your bathroom is unlocked. She doesn't take a note of you, passing by to ascend the stairs in a staccato of thumps and exits the basement. You fidget in your chair, wondering if you did something to upset her. She's not buying it. She returns, trundling clumsily down the stairs. She holds the railing to keep herself steady. In her other hand, she carries a large tote bag bulging with concealed items. All right. She calms down a bit and smiles placidly at you. Good morning, Nima. Good morning. Don't forget to call her Mom. Did you sleep well, Mom? No. Disgusting. She's wearing the same clothes from yesterday. She looks disheveled. It's unclear if she's slept at all. Are you feeling any pain? Yesterday our conversation ended rather abruptly. Your vitals are stable and you seem to have made a full recovery. Yes, I'm feeling well. Good. She flips up a notebook and makes note of that response. How was your sleep? Any interruption or strange dreams? Lie to her. Nope. She flips her notebook closed and the fake smile turns into a real one. You're going to do better today, right? Today is going to be a little different from yesterday. With me, I have some items. All you need to do is tell me how they make you feel. Can you do that for me? Yes. She places a plushie of a shark upon the table in front of you. For some reason, it invokes unfamiliar feelings within. Nostalgia, sorrow, and most intriguingly, love. Now, is there anything this reminds you of? The trip. That's the toy Dad got me at the aquarium. Can we go? Can we get tickets? Yes, let us out of the boat. It's not really a good time for that right now. Oh man, promise me we'll go sometimes, okay? Just like how we used to do when Dad was still around. Memories of your father's embrace fill your mind. He's no longer with you, but the plushie still connects the two of you together. Maybe after we're all done here, does that sound good? Yeah, okay. Mom lets out a melancholic chuckle. It's funny, you used to bring this thing everywhere with you. I remember you never let me take it from you, even wash it. Your father used to say it was starting to look more like a catfish than a shark. He even considered buying a second one to switch out so we could clean it when you weren't looking. Hey! He never did, don't worry. After he passed, you were even more inseparable. You wanted to hold on to anything that reminded you of him? You and Mom share a moment of nostalgic silence, reminiscing on the warmth of a face that fades more and more into memory every single day. Mom lovingly plants her hand on your cheek. I'm just glad I didn't lose both of you. Okay, Nima. Let's move on to something else. She pulls out a chunk of rock with a strange formation entombed onto its surface. There's a prismatic glow to the rock, an opalized skeleton frozen in time, and then cracked open like an egg. Mother hesitates, unsure if she should show you this thing. Still, she places it on the table and pushes it towards you. What does this remind you of? That's just a rock. It's not just a rock. It's an important rock. Why do you think it's important? Feels familiar. This is an old friend of yours. You're sure. There's a familiar feeling you can't shake, and that's most likely a hint. This is my pet rock, Rocky Lee. He's a treasured member of the family. You think I could have possibly forgotten about Rocky? You don't have a pet rock. Are you just making stuff up to buy time, or do you know what this is? An old friend? So you recognize it? Oh yes. Your mother used to quiz you on all the different fossils of the Cambrian era. Each of them has a fancy name, and you know all of them. This one is Marella splendens. Yes, that's right. Do you remember how I got it? They're a dime a dozen. They gently swim near the seafloor. Larger things would come descending. Big tube-like monsters with 5 eyes arranged in a ring. They'd stack them up and eat them. No, I mean, wait. What are you trying to describe? The sky mouth. Their bodies were translucent, except for its brain and mouth. You open your mouth wide so your mother can understand the circumference of the monster's maw. Your jaw clicks loudly as you push it past its natural extension. Nima, stop making things up. Then there's the other guy, the low flying thing that has the fingers on its mouth, like its face is a hand. You put your hands on your cheeks and wiggle your fingers. Are you talking about Anomalocaris? What's the thing called that looks like a skull with eye sockets going around the crown of its head and 1,000 tentacles coming out of its mouth and pull it along the seafloor? Nima, I am a foremost expert on the Cambrian period, so I know you're just making stuff up. My work is important, and I won't stand for you making a mockery out of it. You touch the nerve. She reacts by balling her fists and turning away from you. Oh, right. She clearly mistakes your genuine interest for further insult. How insecure. Please answer the original question. I found that fossil. I found it in Kicking Horse River. You were so happy when I gave it to you as a present. Mom looks pleased. She reaches out and starts to run her fingers across the fossil. Yes, I was. It surprised me because you usually don't find fossils like that underwater. You must have slid all the way down from the mountain to end up there. You start to recall the day that you dived in, the clearness of the turquoise water that made it easy to see the bottom, the rock that seemed to call you, your mom's carefree smile. It looks like it's broken though. Mother nods, not looking at the fossil. She already knew it was broken. I extracted the fossil after you gave it to me. Some of the imprints are still there though. You feel like Mom isn't telling you everything. There was something special about this fossil when you found it. A reason you ran across the rocks to present it to her. Can I see it? No, not right now. I'm still studying it. That's okay. I can wait until you're ready. Until then, I'm happy to help you in any way I can. Cooking, taking care of the house, picking up after you, it's all fine so long as you can achieve your dreams. What's that supposed to mean? Your mother had called you her lab assistant, but all you did to help her was cook and clean. Back then, you told yourself you did all that work for love, but now you can't help but feel indignant. It's not fair that I have to do all this work, and I don't even know why. All this work, doing your chores, is just the bare minimum. Don't be ungrateful. This project, it's going to fix our family. Bare minimum? You didn't let me leave the house. I felt like I was in a prison. You shouldn't have said that. You had to learn your lesson. What lesson? You really shouldn't have said that. I don't think we should continue talking about this. I want to focus on happy memories today. You are my good and happy daughter, Nima. She speaks as if she's reminding herself who you are, but the tone is clearly suggesting that you've begun to wander off the script she set out for you. What lesson, Mom? Don't get all righteous with me, as if it's my fault that we ended up like this. You're the one who betrayed my trust. You're the one who put this entire experiment in jeopardy. I was ready to forgive you, for us to go back the way things were, but it seems you are too spiteful to move on. You are not Nima. Nima would never act like this. Nima would never question me like this. That's it. It's time for bed. Your mother grits her teeth to hold herself back from speaking further. Gruffly, she picks you up by your arms and hauls you back to your room. She deposits you across the threshold of the door and then quickly closes the door behind you. You hear her voice muttering something about controlled stimulus, and she stomps away from the door and begins ascending the stairs out of the basement. You messed up. Pushed her buttons too much. She doesn't love you anymore. You banish the errant thought from your mind. After the interrogation today, you want for nothing else but the comfort of bed. You find yourself awake in bed. There are heavy weights on your arms. You try to wiggle, and your arms push against a series of tight ropes that bind you still. I told you, she doesn't like failure. Your mother enters the room wiping a small stale pig with an antiseptic tissue. You're awake? I didn't use enough anesthesia. You try to scream, but you discover your mouth is gagged. That's fine. You won't need it. She leans over you, placing her knee on your stomach to pin you and gripping your face with a clawed hand. The pig inches closer to your eye. Don't blame yourself. It's my fault. Really. Something must have went wrong with the procedure for you to come out like this. She begins to caress your cheek. Her hands are trembling ever so slightly. But that's okay. There's always next time. You feel the blade scrape past your socket and push out into the nerves of your brain. Your life terminates with a pop as she severs your brain in half. Suddenly, it's dark. Dark, cold, endless, and utterly serene. You spend an eternity in this darkness until a familiar voice. Nima? Is that you?